Welcome to the Mom's Choice Awards Filming Studio at Book Expo 2012. I'm here this afternoon with award-winning author Dr. Debra Snyder, author of the book Intuitive Parenting. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Welcome back to BEA. We're so glad to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Thanks.
All right. Intuitive parenting. Most of us who are parents would say there's nothing intuitive about it. So why intuitive parenting?
Well, for me, there is actually everything to do with intuition and parenting. In my particular case, the reason why I wrote the book is my daughter was born with a very rare brain malformation, and she had no means of communication, no verbal means of communication. So I've always been an intuitive person. That went into overdrive when she was born. So that sense of intuition kind of took over, and it provided us with vital information to be able to support her and her profound needs. So what I do in the book is I walk people through my own story, my own experience of being an intuitive parent, but I also teach them how to do it. So it's part memoir and part how-to.
Well, and that was going to be my next question, because one of the thoughts that came into my head was a mother's intuition. There's always a mother, that's what they talk about, and that's a natural. Is this for dads as well?
Of course, it's dads too. Totally, dads can rock the intuition, and sometimes it comes in a different way. Now, moms are given a lot of credit for having intuition, and I give part of that because of the whole loving connection, feeding, everything that moms have. There is something about having a baby grow inside your body and bond with it that whole time. So I encourage dads, if they want to make use of their intuitive bonds, to make sure they're in on as much action as they can in the nurturing and caring for their children. But yes, these insights can come in all different sorts of ways. And the thing that was poignant about my daughter's situation is it's something viable. She actually saved her life by reaching out to me using intuition.
That's fabulous. So what now? Where does intuitive parenting go next? Is there something that came to you having written the story and having that connection with your daughter that's taking you to a new place?
Well, what we do now is I love traveling the country, speaking to parents all over the place with kids of every ability level. I have to be clear about that. It's not just kids with profound special needs. I have never met a family without a special need. So everyone has their own unique situation. So I know as many families whose teenagers give them the silent treatment, so their communication isn't good because of that. So I basically work with people in individual, sessions, workshops all over the place. What that has now led me to is I just formed a nonprofit organization called the Heartglow Center, which actually supports families with special needs. And what we do is we support the caregiver, where there's a lot of programs out there that help people that are for the person with the illness or with the disability. There's caregivers there all the time, maybe not quite getting the support that they need. As a caregiver myself, I know the burnout factor can be tremendous. So what we're doing now is we're focusing our energy and providing holistic methods to people, introducing these things, concepts of relaxation, meditation, to parents to help them in their day-to-day life, families with special needs. And it can also be someone who might be taking care of their own parent. Their parent might have Alzheimer's disease, something like that, which is rampant everywhere. So we give what we call micro gifts, so to caregivers. So it could be, for example, a simple copy of a book with some of the techniques, or it could be a laptop computer because they're not out and about, so they get their education and their social networking from home on a computer. Where another dad, it might be a guitar or a sewing machine. So we provide little things that increase the joy in caregivers' lives every day.
Now, some of the strategies in this book that are for helping you communicate with a child or someone in need, are there ways to pick up those cues in evaluating is probably not the right word, but in looking for triggers for that caregiver? That caregiver needs.
It's intuition and how our energy fields work and how our hearts communicate together. It goes not just parent-child, it goes friend to friend, coworker, puppy, anyone that we love, people that we care about. We can use how our subtle energy systems dance together. So all those techniques work. And what we hope people are doing is tapping into the needs of those around them, and as they say, pay it forward and just help that little step forward. So, and for me, I know that it's better when you make yourself a priority and you take care of who you are, you're a better caregiver. So you're better for those that are in your care.
And that is the hardest thing to do.
Oh, I
Having
know.
gone through that recently with a parent, that is the hardest thing to do.
Well, and as you know, burnout is tremendous, and you
Yeah.
can go nuts, and you got to learn to take a little time for yourself. So we do have techniques of, website has a lot of good resources and everything. So.
Well, and I like how you put, basically having all of the energy dancing together. I mean, that's just a beautiful way to put it.
Well, thank you.
I'm so glad you joined us today.
Well, it was great to be here. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.